With college acceptances just a few months away, I figured I'd share a quick list of some of the things I really enjoyed about my college experience as I head into my final semester at Carnegie Mellon. Environment. So I grew up in a town in southeast Michigan with a large population of Asian kids, and it's my personal opinion that when there are a bunch of teenage Asians concentrated together in an academic environment, it tends to get pretty toxic. That was definitely my experience in high school, as I felt near constant pressure to do well in classes and extracurriculars to have the best college application possible to beat out my peers. It felt like we were pitted against each other and there were limited spots, if any, at top schools for kids from our high school. And while I look back on high school fondly now, I know that in the moment I hated it and how competitive it felt. My experience in college was different though. It didn't really feel like I was competing against my peers, even though a lot of us were gunning for these same spots at the same companies. People were a lot more willing to help out on homework or studying, which was pretty mind-blowing to me. The person who taught me all about software internships and interview preparation was a fellow classmate and good friend of mine, and the person who referred me to my internship was his roommate's brother. I can't speak for everyone who goes to Carnegie Mellon, but over the course of my college career, I went from being pretty standoffish about helping people with their work or classes to doing my best to help in any way I can when my friends ask me for favors. Smart people. There's this saying that I've heard so many times about how you're the average of your 5 closest friends. When I first heard it, I didn't want to believe that the way I am is determined simply by how the people closest to me act, but over the years, I've come to realize this statement is truer and truer. Over the summer, I made a video about how I stopped partying in college. I thought maybe I'd grown out of it and that it was a waste of time, but I realize now that it was just because the people I was surrounded by at Carnegie Mellon didn't put partying as a life priority, so I didn't either. I mean, I go to a nerd school, what did you expect? These past few months, taking a gap semester and spending a lot of time at home, I've been surrounded by my friends at the University of Michigan, and I've gone out almost every single weekend. I don't think I've fundamentally changed, but since the people around me have changed and have different tastes, I have different tastes as well. This effect of becoming similar to the people around you is common in so many other things. There's a study out there that shows that if a close friend of yours is obese, your chances of obesity rise by 57%. Similarly, if a friend of yours smokes, the chances of you smoking go up 61%. The same goes, in my opinion, for career aspirations. If you care about getting a good job after college and the people around you don't, you're going to eventually conform to how your friends think. Yes, Carnegie Mellon is a bit of a nerd school, but who said that that was strictly a bad thing? Throughout my schooling, I've always tried to be just slightly above average, nabbing A-minuses by putting in the bare minimum effort work for a good grade, and I think my outcome in college reflects that mindset a bit as well. Getting a job at Amazon is truly amazing for the vast majority of computer science students, and I was really proud of myself for it, but at Carnegie Mellon, it's just a little bit above average, if that. There are so many smart people here doing incredible things. Just by being around high achievers, you'll probably start having similar hopes and dreams of becoming a software engineer or actor or astronaut or whatever people want to become here. Basically, the way I like to think about IQ is that it works kind of like osmosis. If you surround yourself with smart people, the IQ from your friends eventually makes its way over to your brain. Private school. So I'm a pretty awkward guy, and it can be difficult for me to go out and make new friends. And over the years, because of this, I'd often wished that I'd gone to the University of Michigan because a lot of my high school friends were there, and I could have just kept talking with them and grown deeper connections with them without having to talk to new people. Going to a private school usually means leaving your hometown behind and being thrust into an environment where you really don't know that many people. While it was rough for me in the moment, being in that type of situation kind of forces you to have those awkward, silence-filled conversations where you don't really know what to say in order to find people you really vibe with. When you attend your state school, it's very easy to remain with your same friends from high school who you've stuck with since middle school after meeting them first in elementary school, and I definitely shied away from speaking to people I didn't know well in college, and I wish I dedicated a lot more time to getting to know more people, but I'm glad my experience at Carnegie Mellon allowed me to begin sharpening this skill because it probably wouldn't have even been discovered if I went to the University of Michigan. Of course, how can this list be complete without the most boring topic, job opportunities? I think having the Carnegie Mellon name on my resume personally didn't help me in my job search, but regardless, outside of my own experiences, the job report for Carnegie Mellon kind of speaks for itself. This is probably one of the most beautiful job reports that exist out there because of the number of top prestigious companies that students go to after graduation. Although to me, I think it's in large part because of the expectation of the students here and the robustness of the curriculum that makes Carnegie Mellon students usually better off than those at other schools. Whatever the actual reason that the job report is so good, the chances are that if you go here and put in the work, you'll end up with a great job.